Hi you guys, it's me, your girl Mandy, and I had to tell you I miss you guys so bad. I'm so sorry, it's been a little moment since I haven't done a video, but we're real excited because we're back at it. We've been real busy up in here, and here's Afton. You guys know Afton. She works at the salon as a stylist, and she's also part of my traveling team, which is so fun to have her. But we're excited because she actually is kind of annoying. Let me tell you why. It's because she's indecisive. She's one of those clients who is like, should I let my hair grow? Should I let it, what do I do? You know, and so here and there, she'll just whip out her own color, put on her own hair. She just balayaged her own hair the other day. It's all good. So she's what? You're feeling like you're not growing your hair out now?
No. Over it.
She's over it. She's short. It is actually so trendy and so cute, and she always sets apart the trend. So we are going to be doing a few things today. We just got done washing her hair, of course using our best products ever, which are Monet. We used our minty black line, which is like a really yummy minty sensation. It's crazy too because her hair is super natural curly, but Monet brings it back to its natural state. So she's like has lots of curl in her hair and tons of it. So what we're doing today is we're gonna do a little bit of dry cutting, a little bit of wet cutting. We're starting with the wet cut, and then we're gonna start going up with the dry cut after I kind of do my finishing work and stuff. But we're planning about taking about 2 to 3 inches off. So this is gonna be a detailed blunt haircut for you guys. So let's get going. Okay, so before I start cutting, you guys, I really love using my cutting weight, and it kind of just stabilizes the shoulders and kind of helps the weight of the client. And I actually got, the brand is Luxor Pro. I'll link it below so you guys can kind of check it out. I really don't know where I got it, to be honest. I just know that's the brand. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna section off the sides, of course. We're not gonna do the sides until the very last. I, of course, use my Fremar clips because I love them so much, and they hold a lot of hair. I'm parting about where the corner section hits, because once I hit the corner of the haircut, I like to over direct actually. All right, Afton has a lot of hair, and even if your client doesn't have a lot of hair, it's very important to take really small sections of the hair because, like I said, we're taking it very blunt. And then I also like to make sure I use my fine side of my comb, the little small teeth of the comb, to really make sure I'm grabbing all the hair. Okay, so my preference with shears, I personally love my shark fin shears. They stay sharp for a very long time, and they're just so nice in my hand. Like, they're just so good in my hand. So it is very important as a stylist, as a barber, because cosmetologists, we're all barbers, right? We're trained to be a barber. You want to make sure you have the right tools for you because it will make your job go by so much easier. So we know when the hair is wet, the hair shrinks when it's dry. So it's really important to go a little bit less, and then when it's dry, you can go a little bit more. So what I like about combs is it has a little scale system. So it tells you this is a 6-inch comb. So you can really utilize the comb with your inches. So we're gonna for now, we're gonna take 1 inch, just for now. So that's about 1 inch right there. Never cut beyond the second knuckle. We learned this in hair school. And you guys, I know this might look like a simple haircut, but it actually is one of the hardest haircuts to do, and the reason why is because your elevation has to be right on point. If you're over directing in certain spots, your haircut's gonna be uneven. So you gotta really make sure that your elevation's really good, and we're on a 0 elevation right now. So once she looks down, I'm gonna have her look up, because what that's gonna help me create is get rid of the undercut. You know how when your hair's really short, or even when your hair's long, and you kind of see those under hairs? That drives me crazy. So I would just like to make sure I cut down with the head down first, and then I move it on up. What's really important is very clean sectioning. If your sectioning is not clean, especially again on a blunt haircut, it's just not gonna look as clean when it's dry. So you wanna make sure you're really sectioning off really clean. Look down for me, thank you. All right, so you guys can see against dark hair and against a black cape is kind of hard, but you can kind of see the guide of where the hair is short. You can kind of see right through there. So we're gonna stick with the guide, of course. This is a Fermar clip, and what I like about this clip is actually a sectioning clip. So I'm gonna use this little teeny point section clip to help section my clean sections off. And it also does hold pretty good too. All right, when you're working with someone's hair that's really curly, tension is gonna be everything. Because yeah, the hair, it's gonna kind of bounce right back up because of the curl. So you really wanna make sure you're really combing at the base, getting all those little teeny hairs that can just be caught, and really work it down and hold tension, like I'm pulling at the hair. All right, there's my guide. Over directing the sides, not moving forward. I'm working with small sections too. I'm not trying to get myself too, I mean, you know, sometimes when you're trying to work too fast or too quick, you really need to watch out on what you're doing on that situation, because seriously, if you're trying to like really get after it and go too fast, and like you're gonna just mess up the haircut. So take your time on haircuts, guys. It's really important, because haircut is more important than I would say hair color. So we're still cutting here, and what we ended up doing, guys, is we ended up making a different decision on the length, and I made her fill it, and we're cutting actually 2 inches off instead of 1, because she doesn't want it to sit on the shoulders where it's gonna flip out like Dora Explorer, you know? So we just decided to do 2 inches total for now, and then we'll see, even when it's dry, she might even want more, because it's kind of a thing. Once you have short hair, you want to keep going shorter. And when I do dry her hair, you guys, I'm going to be adding a little bit of some texture into the ends, because she does have a ton of hair and it's very thick, and so we don't want it to look bulky. Okay, put your head up for me. Her hair's starting to get a little bit dry, so you want to make sure you keep it wet the whole time, the same exact amount of wetness, because the hair will stretch when it's dry. I mean, stretch when it's wet. So make sure you're keeping it wet the whole time. And now, here on the very top layer, most people's hair, for some reason, it's always longer on the very top layer. Or it's opposite and it's always shorter. It just depends on the haircut. But hers is actually longer. So this looks like we're gonna be cutting off 2 1/4 inches. All right, so now here, I want you guys to pay attention. I'm here on this side of the head where it's gonna be rolling off. And what I'm doing right here, instead of going down, I'm gonna kind of roll it back with the shape of the head. So, the sides. We are gonna talk really quick if we wanna have a little bit of length in the front, or if we wanna keep all the same length. What do you think? What do you want to do?
I think you can angle it a teeny bit. I don't want it to be like drastic.
Okay.
But a little bit.
Okay. We are going to do just that. We're going to angle it a teeny tiny bit, which means a tiny bit of over direction. So you want to make sure that you are really at a 0 elevation on the shoulders. So if you guys can see, like I flip my wrist pretty intense and create a little bit of carpal tunnel for myself, because it's right on the shoulder. So what we're gonna do with that now is, even though there's the ear there, you don't want to you don't want to push your hand away from the ear. You want to keep it still at a 0 elevation. So what I'm going to be doing here is taking the back corner section, and I'm going to kind of move my hand and my body a little teeny bit forward, and I'm going to just kind of direct it, but I still want it to be blunt. But I'm still directing it, and you guys can see I'm taking off just a small amount of this corner. And you guys can see too, I'm still, naturally the hair is gonna grow, it's gonna be directed more diagonal, but I still want it to be like blunt. Okay, so I'm right above the ear. I'm still gonna be cutting directly, like this is where I'm sitting right here. This is where I talk about body language. Is you want to go here and make sure you're on the side of the hair, because that's where the hair is gonna fall. And then what's gonna start happening is you're gonna start moving a little bit over, making sure your head's very straight. And you're gonna start moving your body forward. And what I mean by that is now I'm officially gonna be in front of her, chipping off those little ends. Okay, so what I also want to educate you guys on is when you're cutting the side of the hair and you don't have, like, your guide is still there, but your guide is now on this side. What I like to do is I'll go in front of her face and I'll take a front piece of her hair along with this side. And I'll really start measuring out where the front is ending, which is like a little snip right there. And then once I create that guide, I can start actually working my way from front to back. Okay, so when the hair is wet, I always want to make sure I'm cross-checking, making sure it's even. But I do know I'll do some cleaning up when it's dry. There's a little small corner, but I'm not going to touch it until it's dry. Okay, so that's about where her haircut is now. It's really freaking cute. I love it. We're gonna now dry it up, and then we're gonna do some texturing when it's dry, okay? Okay, before I go ahead and dry, I obviously want heat protection. So I'm gonna be using my Rejuvenate Oil 1, 2, 3 drops. And it's important to go in here and not kind of brush it through. It's really important to go in here and squeeze it in through the ends, just like this, because it works internally into the hair. And another thing that I love doing is I like to take a little bit of our styling paste. It's our styling taffy, and I'll add a teeny tiny bit, just like this. And then I'm gonna be adding in our, it's our Tousle Texture Mist, and I'll add it in with the taffy, and it really kind of gives me a good, like, consistency, and I'll run that through the hair. And honestly, what I love about Monat products, you guys, it's less is more. You don't have to add like 500 things into the product. There's a heat protectant in the actual shampoo and conditioner too. So you're getting some good protection in your hair. Alright guys, so now that I am done drying her hair, I mean that took me a little moment, I'm going to take one of these little capes so I can actually see her hair, because the undercut of the hair drives me crazy. So I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that. She is definitely putting her head down, okay? You see all these little baby hairs? I cannot handle, I can't do these, and I'm sure none of you guys want to handle that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to chip those off. And her hair is so thick, you guys, that like we have to go in and even point cutting into her ends, you won't even be able to tell because it's so thick. We really want to make sure we're not taking anything off, like this section right here. I'm actually gonna have you turn your head to the side for me. Yep. I'm gonna chip these guys off. And I'm not gonna do too much because I know I'm gonna be point cutting into them. So I just wanna make sure there's like nothing like that's hangling down. And if that's not a word, I made it up, hangle, okay? Hangling, put your head down for me. Like look at these little hanglers, you know? We're really gonna try to avoid the fronts because we really like already the bulkiness the fronts have, because everyone's hair is always kind of a little bit more damaged in the front, so we really want to ignore the front. Now I'm going to take a U-shaped section. Because the reason why I'm doing a U-shape is because the head is not square. I'm going to be doing a couple different techniques. I'm going to be taking small sections like this, leaving out down here for now, and really focusing on like the mid section where the hair isn't seen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist it, and when I'm on this left side I twist back away from her face, and then when I'm on the other side I'll twist away from the face. So I'm going to really give it a really tight twist. I'm going to take my knuckles and I'm going to really hold tight, and I'm going to fan this out. The reason why twisting it's going to give it not so uniform, and I'm going to kind of do a deep point cut into this right here. All right, and I'm not going to let that section go now because I still want to keep working with this section. And that did remove a lot of bulk. Now I'm going to twist it opposite direction and do the same exact thing. Taking my finger, so this is kind of like the technique I have, like my middle finger, my index finger, I'm gonna let go of my thumb, okay? And I'm gonna and I'm gonna kind of bend in, I'm bending into that. And I'm gonna go in through here and point cut into that. All right, so after like my little twisteroo technique, I'm gonna go through her hair, and on the ends, I'm gonna do some deep point cutting. Not little tedious point cutting, deep point cutting. And I'm gonna do like very close together deep point cutting. Now that we have this whole top section, what I'm gonna do with this top section, because it's still thick, still very bulky, I'm gonna go through here and just do a little bit of internal, but just on the tips, just like that, just barely any, to kind of give it a little bit of that messy, sexy texture. But you'll never see that it's like shorter. So what I like to do, you guys, as a stylist, is I'll step back. I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna look every direction. And I'm gonna have her move her hair like this. And that looks really good. Nothing's bugging me, which is awesome if you do it the first time. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. And now what we're gonna do, you guys, is we're gonna throw in a few little like waves, okay? Oh, uh-oh, oh, uh-oh, look! Look at her hair, guys, we're so excited. Look how cute it is. Like, can you not say, hi, trendy new hair that Afton always creates in the salon is trendiness? So cute. Okay, so let's talk about a couple things real quick. A blonde haircut is, you wouldn't think how hard it is, but it is actually pretty hard based on the elevations, the tension, all the things you have to do to keep it looking good. So I'm gonna have her do a 360, turn it aside. Look how cute. It's like lobby, but still like blunt, and we have some texture going on in here. Do you love it?
I love it. It's so
is it like,
cute.
How does it feel to have hair not touching your neck?
Yeah, it feels weird because I've never had it this short, but I love it that it's just movable.
Yes, that's, yeah. Can you pull your hair back at all?
I probably could. So
Oh.
yeah.
Oh yeah, look at her little nub.
Like I would just do it littler, you know?
Like, look how cute that little nub is. I love that. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting me cut your hair. I loved it.
Of course.
And guys, don't be worried. I'm still here. I swear. I'm sorry. I've been so dang busy. And I'm gonna get after it more, okay? Promise, hold me to it, okay? Keep commenting and say, where are your videos? Oh my gosh, because so many people are like worried that I'm quitting and I'm not. Anyways, love you guys. I will see you on my next video. Bye.